Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I'm here to do the daily message for January 29th, 2022. I already did a weekend check-in, but I come into some new information, some downloaded information, and I was guided to do a daily message, kind of like an extension of the weekend check-in. So 29, very, very karmic number. The first month of the year of 2022, the year of the lovers. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already joined the channel. So I really wanted to talk about the energies, the vibrations that are coming through today. We do have Venus going direct, which I already talked about in the weekend check-in. This is such a powerful shift when it comes to the energies this weekend. When I break down today's date numerologically, 1/29/2022, breaks down to 9, completion, rounding out the close of all of these karmic cycles. When you think of the number 9, you think of the Hermit card, the major arcana, the Hermit. So let's talk about 29 first. 29 also breaks down to 11, a master number. So, you know, this 29 energy requires so much more of you than other vibration numbers because it's like this testing energy. Many of us are being tested when it comes to our spiritual strength, our strength of willpower, and what needs to be established now in order for us to go forward and put all of this spiritual wisdom to good use within the collective. So I feel this beckoning energy is what I journaled about, is what I wrote about, because 29 vibrates at the number 11, and that is the energy of the light. 29 is the energy of the darkness. So I feel a lot in the collective are coming into this spiritual endowment when it comes to vision, psychic foresight, to be able to kind of look beyond the ordinary world in order to see the use for all of our spiritual talents. We all have gifts. We all have talents. So it's a matter of unearthing this wealth, this knowledge of wealth, in order to go forward and to have that success when it comes to the spiritual business world. So I feel many of us are coming into being open and willing to kind of share our gifts and to turn this into a profitable financial partnership. So as we come into this union energy, all of this light is really illuminating all of the physical, unstable, and fluctuating energies that we've been dealing with. It's indicating a lot of uncertainty, a lot of indecision, and a lot of anxiety when it comes to all of our unreliable friends, unreliable soul contracts. So I think many of us really are being tested when it comes to shedding our pride, shedding that arrogance, releasing any stubbornness that really has prevented many of us from admitting the errors of our ways. That's what prevents people from coming forward with that apology, is that pride, that ego, that arrogance, not wanting to admit that you made a poor decision, that you made a wrong turn. So I think it's this energy of kind of overcoming all of these fears, all of these barriers will be lifted when you work through all of those fears. Because if you look back on your life, all of the lessons that you've learned, we've all accumulated this intense pool of knowledge in order to reestablish our inner strength, to build that solid, stable foundation from the inside out. So I feel many of us are coming into our individuality this weekend. And, you know, I think many of us are learning the fine art of cooperation. And, you know, many like to have the last word. Let's face it, when we play into those argumentative dramas, who doesn't like to get the last word? You know, we live in that dualistic world where it's right versus wrong. So I kind of feel it's this energy of learning to make up your mind and to stick with it. To know that you have the ability and the endurance to persevere when it comes to setting these goals. All of this Capricorn energy is about goal setting. So I think, you know, many are facing a lot of struggles, and I feel it's like this 3 of Wands energy. In order to manifest the reality that you want, you can't stay stuck at that 2 of Wands crossroads. I feel many have made up a choice, made a decision, and it's like sticking to it. That 3 of Wands is taking that first step towards your hopes and your dreams. And then when we look at the number 9, the Hermit. So you think about the Hermit in the tarot in the upright position, it indicates, you know, entering this this profound period of deep soul searching, inner self-reflection, and gaining that spiritual enlightenment. So I think many are coming into this gain energy of this deeper understanding of who you are authentically behind the mask, beyond the human meat suit, so to speak. So I think in order to really discover your true spiritual self, many of us have to go into deep isolation where we contemplate our existence in its entirety in order to redirect our life towards our core beliefs, our core values that are true to us, without all of that mental clutter, without all of that distorted programming. So I feel many might be going into isolation after recovering from a lot of upheaval when it comes to all of these karmic contracts coming to a close. So I feel the energy really is suggesting this deep inner reflection when it comes to stepping into wisdom, maturity, and knowledge, and stepping into being of service when it comes to perhaps being a spiritual coach, a spiritual counselor, a reader, a healer. And we really need to focus intently on meeting our own needs in order to step into service. We have to master that art of detachment. Many of us are very empathic, and we feel the burden of the world on our shoulders. And I feel the hermit energy coming out of the other side of this loneliness, this deep inner solitude, introspection, recuperating from all of these past heartbreaks, and making peace with these past pains in order to be ready for that fresh start. So many on the spiritual journey, when we go through this purification or this psycho-spiritual scrub, so to speak, we go through a long period of celibacy and chastity. And I feel it's kind of time to step into those divine partnerships, to make that effort to reconnect with that counterpart. So I kind of feel this energy of preparing to take ownership. When we think of the hermit when it comes to our career, maybe people have been putting too much focus on career and money and materialistic pursuits rather than the attention needed to feel fulfilled on all levels in their lives. So I kind of feel many are wondering right now, am I on the right path when it comes to my career? Have I been clinging to money and materialism even though it's not enough to keep me motivated? And I feel this deep seeking when it comes to a more satisfying career path, stepping into entrepreneurship, and stepping into financial freedom, unlimited abundance. So I feel a shift in perspective when it comes to your approach to finances and money and stability. When we think of the hermit when it comes to health, many have been overdoing things, overworking. We are humans. We're here to be creators. We're here to explore all of the earthly treasures. We're not here to be workhorses and, work those 40, 60 hours a week, which can lead to a bunch of health issues by overworking. If you feel rushed, if you feel like you have so much to do that you can't take a minute to breathe for yourself. So I feel many are being asked to take that time for yourself, to rest and to reboot your health, or you will likely struggle and suffer with extreme health issues as we kind of go into these elevated states of consciousness. So, meditation, I do highly recommend that at least a few minutes every day. Take that time to meditate, to clear that mental clutter in order to connect to your emotional body, to feel all of your feelings. And that really would be beneficial for your health at this point in time. So, overall, the hermit represents spiritual enlightenment. So this is like the perfect opportunity after this retrograde energy to really dive into and engage in some spiritual activities, whether this is meditation, energy healing work, developing your psychic abilities, and just connecting to your own spirit guides. We are coming into this collective time of this incredible spiritual growth. And many of us, when we go through this profound life transformation, we do seek solitude. We do like to isolate ourselves in some respect, in some regard, in order for us to refocus and evolve our spiritual side, to allow ourselves this time to breathe, to listen to our inner guidance, in order to be rewarded on that spiritual level. So when we think of the number 9, I think of high mental and spiritual achievement. Nines are very large-minded, visionary leaders, idealistic thinkers. It is a very romantic, passionate, and impulsive number as well. We can embrace these wide empathies and sympathies and restore this intense urge to be of service and to help people, to serve the cause of humanity at large. And this is what this great awakening is for. So, spiritual teachers, spiritual artists, embracing that strong-willed spirit, that determination to be inspired, to inspire others. And I feel it is about love. It is about coming from that heart space, that genuine place of, hey, I've been here before. I've been in the ugliness of the world that you're experiencing. I've been in poverty. I've been unhappy. And, bringing the wisdom you've learned from all of those lessons forward, to express what you've learned without that egocentric energy. So many of us get so wrapped up in me, too busy loving themselves, when really it is about loving the fellow traveler on the journey and embracing all of these feelings of our individuality and bringing that together. So I just saw 11:11 on the clock, twin flame union energy, wake up call, wake up call. So, with all of those energies today, we also have the moon conjunct Mars. We also have the moon conjunct Venus, and in between those two conjunctions, the moon is going to be sextile Jupiter and trine Uranus. So this is huge for that preparation energy when Venus and Mars conjoin again on February 16th. So this is really illuminating to the masculine the need to feel strong, sexy, and brave, to take that initiative action with passion. I feel a lot of emotions being aroused, instincts kind of being restored, and this fighting spirit to defend home and family life, to defend what is right. So, it's standing up for that just cause, no matter how difficult it is. I feel a lot of the masculines are having a very hard and difficult time controlling these strong emotions that are boiling to the surface. And I feel a lot of irritable, impatient energy. And I feel the masculine needs to get something off of his back. In this agitated state, I feel many of the masculines are losing their temper, acting irrationally, really needing to calm down because they've got all of this expansive energy around them that they kind of need to expend. And it is about putting that energy into something or someone that they really care about. So I feel this deep, invigorating spiritual cleanse is taking place this weekend with the masculines. And then we do have the moon sextile Jupiter. So this is really triggering wanting to be with other like-minded people, wanting to be with that optimism, that cheerful energy. It's about honesty, good fortune, and that harmonious family life, and the willingness to vulnerably share your feelings, to put your intuition into understanding of these feelings, to come forward with that genuine heart-to-heart, honest conversation in order for success to ensue. So I feel a lot of valuable divine assistance in the energies when it comes to this new philosophical, progressive way of looking at the world from this new outlook, from this new perspective. And it's really the perfect time to expand your spiritual horizons. With moon trine Uranus, Uranus is always that energy that harbors unexpected change. It is going to bring change, but excitement, without too much upset and chaos. So it's like this energy, this twitch, this feeling of anticipation that something is about to happen. Really needing to lean into your intuition and not being afraid to act impulsively, especially when it comes to relationships, love, breaking the ice, taking a chance and coming forward with that communication. I do feel the feminines are very much attractive at this time, and the divine masculine is very much attracted to the divine feminine. Even though many of us come from different backgrounds, I feel this really is the perfect time to start forming that long-term relationship for that supportive, stable foundation. And I feel this transit really is supporting those energies. But you need to remain flexible and open-minded. I think this is the perfect weekend to break those bad habits, and to finally leave that boring and very unhealthy toxic relationship. Many of us have been so patient. We've learned what our stamina limits are. We've become determined when it comes to initiating all of these changes in our life. And then when the moon conjuncts Venus, that's going to bring this very peaceful, harmonious aspect into the energies. The divine feminine is very vulnerably emotional, very caring, and very loving. And this would be the perfect time for the masculine to come forward, relax, open up the heart, release the ego. I do feel the masculine is very sexually attracted to the feminine more than usual this weekend. And this really is a good energy to make love, at the soul level. And I kind of feel the feminine really is increasing when it comes to her popularity, her charisma, really putting that message out there. And this is really the perfect opportunity to start with that clean slate when it comes to these loving romantic partnerships, especially as we inch closer to that full moon. So I kind of feel it's really time to spend that reflection when it comes to any emotional reactions that don't make sense, and to really find enjoyment in the simple things in life. So I do feel get ready for the masculine to want to come forward when it comes to these energies this weekend. I am going to pull a few more cards when it comes to this message today. Yeah, oh my God, twin souls. So yeah, the twins, we incarnate to strip away all of these outdated beliefs, to bring this high vibration love into the world. We are very powerful light workers. We are here to shine our healing, loving vibration onto humanity, to raise the vibration. So I think it really is time to address all of these triggering situations and to finally correct all of this negative behavior, to really start to live consciously. I'll be 1 minute, monkey. I got my little peanut home again today, guys. And I don't think she's feeling too well. So she wants a bath. I'm going to get through this message. I'm going to go tend to my wee one who's not feeling very well. So we're going to get a few messages. I'm not going to go in depth because I already did that weekend reading. But we are stepping into that brand new life. Practicing unconditional love. That's what the twins came here to do. So get ready for a pivot point. It really is time to make that important decision. And this will make substantial impacts on many lives as the twins prepare for this union. Because I kind of feel the feminine and the masculine are resonating at that vibration where this bridge can be crossed, the portal can be crossed, experiencing life as it comes, major initiation energy coming through when it comes to these energies today. I'm not taking that pile. But yeah, it is this energy of facing the consequences of past choices, going deep within that mirror reflection, the vanishing mirror, the ego sublimation. We're going to read into that 58, breaking down to a 13. And I can feel like a tickle coming in my throat. Feels like a popcorn kernel. And, I think the masculine really is learning to release all of that self-centeredness, all of that greedy energy that really has defined him. He's become so rigid, so fixed when it comes to this spiritual contract. And I kind of feel, the masculine's really been a product of this negative conditioning. And he is remembering his part of this human experience, this part of this mass global awakening. So I feel there's nowhere left for the masculine to go. He has to kind of get out of that comfort zone. So I kind of feel he's looking in the mirror. He's really looking at where he's at right now, where he's come, what's allowed him to define himself, and moving beyond the veil of illusion. So I feel a lot is being mirror reflected as to how the masculine has defined himself up until this very moment, letting go of who he thought he was and allowing this new emergence to take place, stepping into service of divine is what I'm feeling with the energies today, remembering who he is, because the feminine is resonating at that 144 frequency is what I feel. And there's a lot of exposure with what the masculine has forgotten on his heart when it comes to this creative collaboration that the twins are here to share together. So I feel something is being set in motion when it comes to this heart calling and the masculine answering that heart calling, because he is crossing that threshold when it comes to this union. He's embracing this rite of passage. A lot of opposite energies coming up. There's this temporary reposing, I feel, taking place as the masculine crosses the threshold of stepping into honor, respect, and integrity, saying goodbye to all of the old ways of navigating his physical world. So anything that's kept the masculine from truly living life to the fullest is definitely being released. Anything that does not serve him, because he's coming into the vulnerability of this truth, stripping away all of the masks that he has used to not feel this connection, all of the barriers that he's used for false strength. And now I feel the masculine is about to really figure out what it is that he's made of. So, you know, definitely choices, consequences for past choices. And, you know, there's fear of committing. There's fear of confronting these consequences of these past decisions. But this really is necessary now, no matter how bittersweet this is what is needed as we prepare to step into this new life waiting for us. Yeah, you know, a merry motive. No hidden motivations. No more hidden motivations is a big message. So after all of this exposure, I feel it's kind of time for the masculine to know his motives at the core, to understand what's been driving him, and it's been ego. And now I feel the momentum is shifting because of all of the wisdom. I feel an intention shift when it comes to these limitless possibilities that the twins share. So we will see what else needs to come through for the message today. Yeah, seeing beyond the veil. And I feel many of the masculines are feeling the burden of the world, the pain. You look around and there's so much turmoil, so much pain, so much angst, so much hate. And in order to transform your life, you have to feel the weight of the world. So I do feel the masculine is seeing beyond the veil as all of these karmic lessons wind down to completion. I do feel communication is coming very quickly as the masculine restores that psychic sight, that psychic vision, looking beyond the materialistic world that he has clung to, looking beyond the obvious. And I feel this transpersonal shedding is taking place as the masculine kind of gets out of his own way. I feel he's discarded the feminine, projected upon the feminine, and now all of this is coming full circle, and he's finally feeling the pain that the feminine had to go through for many years on this journey. So yeah, getting ready to take total ownership in order for harmony to be restored. I think at the core, the masculine really does express a lot of gratitude for the divine feminine, her invaluable loving presence to him. And I feel it's kind of time to take that total ownership, to acknowledge the masculine's misdeeds in order to step into accomplishment, to learn to love the lessons as they are in order to restore to that state of harmony. So let's jump in with some tarot. Yeah, there's that 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups. A lot of nostalgia being triggered when it comes to the happily ever after that the twins share, you know, the dog and all. And the fates really are spinning the masculine forward. We are stepping into victory over all of this mental mind fuckery, all of the deception, all of the games, the lying, and we are stepping into this Palace of Cups. A lot of emotions are coming up to be addressed as we prepare for this brand new beginning, this golden opportunity. So I do feel a lot of reunion energy is coming through when it comes to manifesting emotional abundance on all levels. So let's see what else needs to come through. The energies are feeling very connected. Many of us have been going through a period of not feeling connected, and I feel all of that connection is coming back full circle. The moon, something about that moon cycle. I did get a new deck in, guys, the Tarot of Dreams. So I feel integrating, you know, we've got the loyal dog and then the lone wolf. So, you know, a lot of these masculines want to do it alone, want to go it alone, and Pisces energy coming through. And I feel the masculine is going through an intense emotional release. I do think this emotional release did start at that Cancer full moon, and we're kind of getting ready to lay down these burdens. There's that Chiron wound aspect. So, you know, that core inner wound, what has prevented the masculine from communicating with the feminine. I feel descending the ladder in order to be at that rock bottom. I feel many of the masculines hit rock bottom that last full moon cycle, and they've really been hiding those energies. Really not bringing that forward to many of the feminines. A lot of feminines have been receiving communication. I have received confirmation from several divine feminines of the masculine reaching out with something small. And I feel the masculine's really learning a valuable lesson when it comes to this third party energy. I feel a lot of the masks are falling. This masquerade is over. And I feel there will be a lot of communication coming around the moon cycle. There's that very, very fast forward movement, unexpected arrival with the Knight of Swords. Because I feel the masculine wants to win the feminine back at all costs. He will do whatever it takes to right these past wrongs as he goes through this rite of passage. And I feel maybe by that new moon in Aquarius, which is coming up next week, expect some communication as we kind of enter this gateway of expansion. So I feel because the masculine's whole life is being put to a dead stop, total financial ruin, the Palace of Coins, everything he was building was built on materialistic aspects, egoic aspects. So that has to crumble because it wasn't built from the heart space. So emotional outburst, I think, get ready for an emotional pouring. The masculine sees now that he walked away from that Queen of Cups energy, from the true healing feminine energy. He walked away from his ultimate fulfillment with the Ten of Cups. And I feel losing it all in the energies in order for him to send that communication. So I think it is going to be emotional. It's going to feel like an emotional outburst. But I do feel reaching out with that message. Do expect communication. I do feel the masculine is experiencing a lot of betrayal and backstabbing in the energy. And this truly is that karmic justice, that karmic rebalancing. So the betrayal that the masculine put the feminine through is now coming full circle. In order for this karmic rebalancing, in order for the masculine to shift that perception, to learn that lesson in its entirety, Pisces energy, Libra energy, because, you know, it's kind of time to plant those seeds in fertile soil. The masculine's been striving to, you know, stay loyal and committed to struggling and being that workhorse. And I kind of feel it's kind of time for the masculine to move on from that outdated mindset. I think to kind of do some research, to learn something new, to kind of reach out and start the conversation in regards to just how much he regrets losing this connection, missing out on this opportunity. I feel a lot of deep regret, guilt, and remorse coming up. There's that deep internal struggle when it comes to everything the masculine's built. He was only focused on his own stability, very selfish when it comes to his ego. And I feel he's dealing with a lot of conflict. He's battling all of these inner demons in order for this sense of balance to be restored, in order to step forward and work within the community for this spiritual union, for this brand new beginning in love. So I do feel the masculine's at the gateway, at the crossroads, needing to choose a direction. And I feel really bravely coming forward and choosing to finally put in the work, to do the work. So I do feel the masculine is grieving. Your masculine could have Scorpio in their chart. But I do feel, yeah, the masculines are deep within regret as all of this truth kind of washes over them to dissolve their ego. But ultimately, this is the moment of time where we step into those wishes being granted. We step into healing. And there's that apology. I feel the masculine has been chained to the devil, chained to a very toxic karmic situation, could be dealing with a Capricorn. But there is a lot of truth coming forward about just how deeply the masculine has betrayed the feminine. So there's that quick arrival. Get ready for a lot of communication. because I do feel the masculine is rushing in for that brand new Holy Grail cup. But we will look into the Chariot reversed and the Palace of Coins, because those were the only ones that came out in reverse. So we got the Faith reversed, the Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Sun. So I really feel there's that karmic contract closing. The Queen of Wands is like the karmic energy. So I feel the karmic really has controlled and manipulated the masculine. He's really lost his faith. And I feel a lot of illumination as to who the High Priestess is. Darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. So this is where the masculine finds that truth, the Palace of Truth. I feel a lot of ascension energies when it comes to this higher truth, the higher thought, when it comes to the truth of what real loyalty and stability means. And there's that masculine stuck in that bubble, in that cage, in that prison cell of his own making, fear of coming forward in that authenticity. And there's that juggling. So there's this juggling when it comes to coming forward to the divine feminine, the Empress. The Empress is reaping her harvest. The divine feminine is reaping her harvest. She's very abundant, even maybe possibly waiting for that reunion. You might have a spirit child on the other side waiting to be conceived. But I feel get ready for that Tower, because divine justice is coming through. Everything is coming to a dead stop, because there's that final nail in the coffin once again. So breaking free. So what is this healing energy about? I just feel get ready for major intense revelation. There's going to be a lot of exposure. Palace of Cups, Five of Swords, the Fool. Death, major ego death, transformation. The masculine's really facing that dragon in the eye. Scorpio energy again, Aries energy. He is entering into that heart palace of the truth, of all of the deception, all of the lies, where he was foolish. I feel going through a period of extreme disillusionment for all of the hoarding, all of the withholding, and getting ready to take that first step, to have that leap of faith. I do feel the masculine is being left out in the cold. I think he feels completely detached from the feminine Taurus energy, and he's getting ready to come forward. You know, coming forward as a page, quickly progressing to a knight, willing to do the hard work, whatever it takes to make things right, and quickly rising as the divine masculine, as this visionary leader, heart-centered energy, King of Wands, King of Cups. So do get ready for some communication, a lot of ascension energies, engagement. Your masculine might even come back and propose an engagement, depending on your own personal situation. But the twins are ascending to this higher level of commitment. Is there any other messages? Get ready for reconciliation. Just another double confirmation. And I think this is the perfect time for you both to kind of disconnect and retreat and get to know each other again, as the masculine is getting ready to go ahead and make that romantic gesture. Because this situation is calling for both of the twins to have faith, because this separation is coming to an end. I do feel the masculine is getting rigorously honest with himself about what is going on, learning to honor his body as a vessel, as a spiritual vessel for this mission. I do feel the divine is kind of pushing the masculine to take better care of his health, his mind, his body, and his soul, because a lot of illumination when it comes to the spiritual pathway, that clearing the pathway to enlightenment. And I feel the masculine is being warned and is aware of all of these people and circumstances that have been in his way, serving as a test, as a karmic test of his will, of his faith, of being tested to remain in high vibration. And I feel that the masculine really is so grateful to have the feminine in his life. Is there any last messages that need to come through with this extra bonus reading? But I do feel major pivot point as the masculine taps into the galactic matrix. So, maybe there's not enough information at this point. I do feel the masculine is being very observant. I know the feminines have been very, very patient. I do feel the masculine's been pouring into everyone and everything but himself and what he really wants to put the energy into, which is kind of completely depleting him. So I do feel the masculine is facing a lot of struggles in the energies. He will get through this without a doubt. And I feel he is just looking at the feminine as a gift. And this is their true heart's treasure. So I kind of feel this refocusing in order for the masculine to attain the goal of reconciliation and recentering himself. So if you're wondering if this reconciliation is going to take place, the answer is yes. So take that time. I feel the masculine is taking that time to reconnect to the feminine in the heart space. Feminine, hold that space in your heart space. And I think maybe it's time to have that conversation to finally acknowledge and learn from the past. I think the masculine's working on releasing that overthinking, that mental stimulus, to release all of these obsessive thought patterns. I do feel the masculines are obsessed with the feminine. As you know, when we go through the awakening process, the feminine goes through that obsession and wanting answers and wanting to know. And I feel the masculine's feeling the spectrum of that. As the feminine's way up here on the scales, the masculine has to be down here. And when we meet in the middle, when Mars conjoins Venus, we're going to have several weeks of opportunity to work through all of this past pain, to talk about it, to ground it. So I feel the feminine really needs to offer that healing help to the masculine who deeply needs it. I'm not suggesting reaching out. The masculines are the one that have to take action, because I do feel they are going through a lot of difficulty. There is a lot of divine protection surrounding them. They are never, ever alone like the feminine wasn't. The masculine needs to learn to stand on his own 2 feet. He abandoned the divine feminine in that moment of weakness at the lowest point of her life. And I feel the balancing of the scales, the tipping of the scales, because the masculine's in that karmic relationship, serving him to teach something very important. It's not up to us to rescue the masculine. The masculine needs to learn to know when to walk away. So I think he's learning to be brave, learning to understand that he can do this and to go after what really makes his heart sing with joy, to recapture that vitality. He is going to have to come and confront the dragon of the divine feminine face to face. And I feel, yes, this divine partner is on the path. This is a love that you will never, ever know like anything before. Trust me, if you're on a journey, you know exactly what this feels like. So I feel this beautiful interexchanging of this alchemical union taking place. As all of these circumstances find the masculine in a place of not being worthy. He's releasing anything that is not worthy in his life. Coming forward with that big cup of love, because, you know, there was manipulation in the past and there is a need to apologize for all of that past pain, because the masculine really overstepped the love that the feminine has given him throughout this process. And I feel his bubble is about to get burst in the energies is kind of what I'm feeling, because major pivot point, going through that dark void, learning to trust in his intuition is kind of what I've got for a message today. So I just felt the need to jump on and add that channeled energy. I hope this really helped you. I know the energies are quite intense this weekend. So if you would like to reach out and book a personal or a twin flame reading, feel free to check out the box below. You can find me by email or at my Facebook link. I hope you all have a great weekend, everybody, and I will see you again Monday morning with the Twin Astrology forecast for the week ahead. Thank you.